low property damage car accident results in tear to the shoulder and large medical bills, illustrating the perils of low insurance. Welcome to this week's case review. My name is Shane Smith, and today I'm talking with one of our attorneys, Ashley Klassen from Shanesmithlaw, about one of her recently settled client victories. Ashley, tell me about the case we're talking about here today, SH. What's that case about?
So SH was rear-ended. If you looked at damage, you wouldn't expect it to be bad, but that's not always a good starting point to figure out if someone's pretty hurt. And that was the case for our client here. She ended up having a number of herniated discs in her neck, a tear in her shoulder, and all of these required a series of injections. Her neck, she had several levels, so she had some injections done, and her shoulder required 2 injections as well. So she actually was pretty seriously hurt, which tends to happen to women in accidents.
Okay. Yeah, I know we've talked about it before, and I know you've done some research, and it's pretty statistically compelling that women get hurt a lot more than men.
Much more frequently. The crash dummies that are used are actually situated to the size and weight of a male, so it doesn't really accommodate a female and give us an idea of how hurt they're going to be as far as safety standards go.
And you said in this particular case, she tore something in her shoulder as well?
Yeah, she had a partial tear in her shoulder that required 2 separate injections. I will say, unfortunately for this client, I don't think we got her to 100% better, and that was due to lack of insurance. The other driver was carrying state minimum policy, which is $30,000. Our client only had the bare minimum policy as well, which means we didn't have any other resources other than that $30,000, and we ended up with about $48,000 in medical bills with the treatment we did have.
Oh, wow. So if her bills were that high and the insurance was that low, how were you able to get it settled and resolved?
I think that's where our victory really is here. You know, I'm always disappointed when I can't get a client feeling 100% better, but if I can at least get them the majority of the care they need, where it's not something that they have to deal with the bills afterwards for, we managed to get her bills from $48,000 down to $12,000 with their providers. So we negotiated on that end to make sure she walked away with at least just over $8,000.
Okay. And how did she feel overall about everything?
She's happy with the settlement. Obviously disappointed, wishing we had some more insurance money. That's something that I've, once I entered this field, I tell all my family and friends, if you're going to get uninsured motorist coverage, make sure it's a decent policy, because you never know. You really don't realize how seriously hurt you can be, and having that safety net can really help. But given the scenario, she was happy. It's given her money to help her with a move she's in the process of, and then giving her some money for future treatment, which she will likely need.
So it sounds like most of the work on this case was actually just in the back end, resolving with the providers and negotiating with them and trying to do the best we can to make sure she ended up with money in her pocket because the policies were all so low.
Yeah, that's exactly where most of our work actually took place.
Is there anything you learned from this case you're going to be able to use to help future clients?
Get bills in quickly. That's, a personal goal for me. That way, if we know that we're pushing policy limits, we can really get it wrapped up quicker, get more money in their pocket quicker. They might not be 100% better, but at least it's a fast resolution as opposed to being in pain for months at a time and then, waiting on a settlement when you're not 100% better. That's never fun.
Okay. All right. Well, great. To our listeners, thanks for listening. Remember, if you're in pain, call Shane, 980-999-9999. Or you can order our free book, The Victim Survival Guide to Car Accidents. We'll be going over another client victory next week. Hope to see you there.
980-999-9999. 980-999-9999. Shanesmithlaw. In pain, call Shane.